Blaine Hellman and his family have been at this for 43 years, joins us now. All right, Blaine, is there anything that you could hear from the president tomorrow that would make a material difference over the next 6 months?
Well, good evening, Leland, and thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you.
Personally, what I would like to hear President Biden say is what his plans are for bolstering our domestic oil supply. I know it's been a hot topic with our move to try and be more of a green, efficient country, but you're seeing the effects from our fuel prices, which affects our machinery costs, and to our major source of nitrogen, which is anhydrous ammonia. The base product to make that product is liquid petroleum or natural gas. I know these aren't things that can be done overnight, but I think we have to have a plan strategically to balance out, to be domestically better to handle these kind of world events.
All right, a lot to unpack here. Am I wrong to think that tackling ghost guns to deal with crime is a little bit like tackling green energy to deal with rising food costs? Fair enough?
Yes, that's
okay.
Fair, very fair.
All right, so I think cost of crop prices, world wheat prices soared almost 20% in March. World corn prices up 19% in March. If you're growing corn, it feels like you should be rolling the dough here.
Well, I mean, the checks coming in obviously are bigger for what we sell our grain for, but we're sending out just as big a checks for the inputs to raise that crop, as well as the machinery it takes to from planting to harvesting that crop. So it's really netting out to, not pennies rather than gaining a whole bunch of dollars, and really hampering long-term decisions also because of the rising land costs, rent costs. And so it's a full-on scale assault here from every different angle.
Are we as Americans facing increase in prices, which obviously hurts everybody, or is there a real possibility of food shortages because of Russian and Ukrainian wheat and corn going out of the market?
I wouldn't buy into the panic yet of a food shortage. I think we do have a lot of pressure on us as United States farmers to produce a good crop due to the issues in Ukraine. And this past, over the winter, their growing season, there was some drought issues in South America. But I don't think yet I would be hitting the panic button as far as food storages to scare everyone to run to the grocery stores to hoard up. But it is, we are tight supplied, and weather will be a big factor in how we as the United States fare, as well as the rest of the world.
We saw what happened when everybody ran out to buy toilet paper. That didn't end up so well, although we never really ran out of it. Global food prices at record high. This is adjusted for inflation, the highest rise we have ever seen from Bloomberg at the end of 2021 into 2022. Is there anything that you see on the horizon that is going to stop the prices from continuing to go up?
In the near term, no. I think because, for example, we should be planning right now. This weather has hindered us. I mean, a year ago, we were putting in this crop 2 weeks ago, and, we're already delayed a little bit, which we can do a lot in a short amount of time. But I think there's a lot of pressure, and we have a lot of bullish cards out there for the market to be uneasy to really want to settle this back. I think it would take a large record crop from the United States to maybe alleviate some of those concerns, and then maybe the next South American crop come online. Wow. And if we see the global logistics get better, then we'd have a little bit more easy feeling.
Yeah, you point out just how complicated all of this is, Brent, but it's telling that the one thing you said is what so many people that we talk to on this program about almost everything that are experiencing the problem of rising prices talk about, which is domestic oil supply. It's a common theme, and I think, unfortunately, I have not seen the president's remarks ahead of time, but I think you're going to be disappointed tomorrow, although we'll all watch together. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Good. Thanks for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.